Cassie Deputy at deputytribe.com. I just wanted to make a quick video discussing bone broth and how we do our bone broth. So we eat meat that from our Mississippi market, which is an all-natural grocery store, and I buy all the cuts that are on sale, and that's the meat that we eat for the week. So what I do is we eat whole chickens, and we eat roasts with the bones in it, and we eat, I buy the chicken feet and all that stuff. So what we do is we usually consume about, I would say 3 to 4 gallons of bone broth a week. And it's very cheap to make. And what we do is I cook a whole chicken for a meal. We usually split the whole chicken into 2. And then I save all the bones and the carcass. And I buy chicken feet, which is only like 88 cents to $1 for a pack of organic chicken feet at our market down the block. And I'll throw that in my big stock pot, which if you can see here is this one on the bottom. And I throw it in there with some onions and some carrots and some celery. And I let my chicken stock go for about 24 hours. And then I also save our pork and our beef bones in the freezer. And I let that go for about 48 hours. However, if I don't have enough bones and carcasses and we need some stock, I'll just throw everything in a pot. Chicken, beef, pork, whatever. And just let it go 48 hours. So this batch that I just did is actually some chicken bones, some beef bones, some pork bones, and this was going for about 48 hours. I just strained it so it's hot. But some tricks that I've learned is I keep all of my celery, carrot, and onion butts and peels and stuff, and I freeze them. So then when it comes time to make stock, I don't have to do any extra chopping. It doesn't cost us, a bag of celery and a bag of carrots. I'm just using scraps that I've used before. Another trick, so everything's in the freezer. So I make this part of our daily life. At least once a week, I'm making at least 2-3 gallons of stock every week. So in the morning on a day that I feel inspired, I'll pull everything out of the freezer, throw it all in the stock pot with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and I'll just put it on low, let it bubble by, a couple hours. It's boiling. Turn it way down low and let it go for 2 days. Turn it off in the morning. Let it cool. I strain it into my big metal pots, and then I put it in my jars and we pop it in the fridge. You can also can it, or you can freeze it for later use, but we go through quite a bit. So how do I incorporate stock into our daily routine? There's a few ways that I do it. One of the ways is we try to eat a lot of soup in the colder months, like in the fall and in the winter. So we've actually already had soup twice this week. And another way that I do it is when I cook our rice. I will cook our rice in bone broth. If I am cooking stir fry, I'll use stir fry. I'll use the bone broth to make like a stir fry sauce. What else do we do? Sometimes when it's really cold and we, are hungry, or I'll just heat up just plain broth and add a little salt and garlic, and we'll drink it out of a mug, or we'll dip some sourdough bread in it, which is actually probably what we'll do for lunch today. But there's many ways to incorporate bone broth in your daily diet. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say about broth. If you see in my refrigerator, where is all my chicken? I made some chicken stock earlier this week. We might have used it all, actually. I have so many jars full of ferments and milk and stock. I have a couple of jars of chicken stock left. So tonight we will be having meatloaf, sweet potatoes, and Brussels sprouts, and I will steam the Brussels sprouts in some bone broth, add some oil, and just caramelize them in that. It works well for sauces. So that is just a quick video of how to make bone broth. And it's pretty easy. You can find websites online that'll walk you through it step by step. But we just do, everything I do is just simple, lazy man's method. I don't like making my stock in a pressure cooker. And the reason why is I have never gotten a more beautiful broth than doing it low and slow for at least 24 to 48 hours. I don't care how long you pressure cooker it. I don't care about any of that. I don't care people say the bones just fall apart when they pressure cook it. I've never had a better broth than low and slow, the way I think it's supposed to be. My bones just disintegrate, and the kids can eat the bones, and yeah. So this is a staple in our house year-round, but especially during the flu season, because bone broth is incredible for your gut. The bacteria in your gut, the collagen, all the minerals and stuff from the bones is just incredible. Since we've been pretty habitual about drinking bone broth, I have noticed a tremendous difference in our immunity towards just the common cold and things like that, and in our skin and our hair and everything. So that is bone broth from DeputyTribe.com. Thanks for listening. Bye.